Who is DoorDash fooling? When they send out an alert like this, are we as drivers really supposed to believe they really care about drivers? Do you believe they care? You know, the funny thing is, if DoorDash actually sent out something like this because they care, would we actually believe them, even if they had good intentions? I would think not. Why? Because it's a classic case of the boy who cried wolf, right? Because we don't believe anything they say, including, hey, Dashers, stay safe out there, proceed with caution because of the weather. They have caused Dashers to second guess their motives just based off of how they really treat their drivers and even their business practices. We are going to get into what this new weather alert actually is, why DoorDash truly doesn't care about driver safety when it comes to weather. And towards the end, I'll give you what I really think about this new alert. So, what is this new weather alert that I talk about? First of all, it came through as a text message. This is probably the second or third time I've seen this. Now, if you live in a state that you have bad weather often, you have probably already seen this a couple of times already. But hey, somewhat new to me because we started having stormy weather, rainy weather here in the Garden State. So we've had probably, a couple of downpours here or there, and the Weather Channel, whoever issues the warnings, there's been flood watches all over the place. So DoorDash decides the other night to send out this message, and it says, Dasher, a flood warning has been detected in your area. We encourage you to exercise caution and follow guidance from local authorities. It really makes it sound like DoorDash really cares about driver safety, right? Exercise caution, as they say. Note they say don't stop working. Proceed with caution. Man, there are so many ways I can go with this video and different directions, but I'm going to be straightforward about it. As I said before, does DoorDash really truly care about driver safety? I personally don't think so, just based off of their past performance. Just like they judge drivers, I'm going to judge DoorDash on this one. I think they send it out as, hey, we really try to care about our drivers. I don't buy it because there are many reasons why I don't buy it. And if they really cared about the weather conditions in some of our areas, they would be doing these next couple of things. So let me know, have you gotten alert like this lately? What were your first initial reactions when you got this text message? I'm just curious whether it's the same way that I reacted. But before we go into why I think DoorDash truly doesn't care about driver safety when it comes to weather, well, especially this alert. Anyway, interesting enough though, kind of going back to what I just talked about, just kind of popped into my head. They issued this when my area was under a flood watch. But today I was under a thunderstorm warning, and we actually had a thunderstorm, and I got no alert. Don't you think that you would be consistent with drivers with weather alerts? Before these past couple of days, it seemed like whenever the weather service, whatever, issued these warnings, DoorDash sent out those alerts. I guess they kind of went hand in hand. Hey, be cautious because this has come to your area. But today, when I actually had a storm, yeah, nothing. Crickets. So even though there's a storm, Dashers just keep on working, just keep going out. Yeah, there could be lightning. Yeah, there could be thunder, downpours, all good. Anyway, see why you don't think DoorDash cares about the safety? That's besides the point. So, why doesn't DoorDash really care about driver safety? Here's the thing. If they really cared during bad weather times, and this could also be like snow, right? It could be inches, feet of snow. There's different parts of the country that goes through different types of weather. Heck, there could have been a tornado warning or tornado watch. If you cared so much about the driver, wouldn't you think that you would cease? First of all, if it was really that bad, you shut down operations, but they would never do that because they'll never stop the money flow coming in. Duh. But why would you still hold drivers accountable to a lot of your high metrics during these trying times if you really want them to go out and deliver for you, right? So should you hold dashers accountable to acceptance rates? Because you all know, you're going to get that customer that's 10 miles away because they don't want to go out in the bad weather, but they want a driver to do it for them. But as a driver, do you want to travel 10 miles to a customer's house for $10? Because I don't know. If DoorDash cared about that, would they really care about acceptance rates during bad weather? Would they really care about lateness and sending out contract violations, even though someone might be stuck on a road because it's flooded and there's no way of turning around, or they might be stuck in traffic because there's nowhere to go because there might be a traffic light out, a utility pole down. That happened in my area today. But nope, DoorDash still hands out contract violations left and right because you're late from doing a delivery, even though there's a weather alert. So if DoorDash really cared about driver safety, would they still, or should they still, hold the driver to the metrics that they do daily during bad weather? To me, that shows they care more about delivering and getting food delivered during bad weather than it does a driver. This is just an alert. So DoorDash can say, hey, we care. Do they really? So what do I think about all this? When I first saw the alert, I'm like, oh, DoorDash cares. Not. They don't care. I feel like it's their way of making them feel good about themselves, and it makes it look like they care about drivers. Hey, proceed with caution. Did you know? Proceed with caution. Like we don't already know to do that. I guess I think about other apps like Uber Eats. They encourage their customers to tip more during bad weather. Has DoorDash ever done that on their app? Not that I know of. If you know of something different, let me know. On Instacart, they do the same thing. They also encourage their customers to tip more because of bad weather. But Instacart as well, they remove bad ratings during bad weather as well. Wouldn't that be nice? If you get a 1-star from DoorDash, it automatically gets removed because of bad weather. That would be nice. I just think there are so many different things that DoorDash can do than send out a weather alert saying, hey, proceed with caution. Hey, DoorDash, shut down your operations if you think that the weather is so bad, if you care so much about driver safety. I don't know. I feel like they felt like they were doing a good thing. It got lost in translation. At least for me, it got lost in my translation somewhere because I don't really buy any bit that this is supposed to be good for the driver. Anybody who has a phone gets alerts about their weather. If it's really bad, you definitely get alerts, especially when it comes to tornado warnings. You see, you hear the alarm bells going off on your phone never along your own town. But thanks, DoorDash, for letting me know as well. I don't know. I find the whole thing very odd. I find it ironic that DoorDash monitors and tracks our telemetrics, like our braking, our hard braking, our fast acceleration, but yet they care enough to send out, hey, proceed with caution during bad weather. Anybody find that ironic? Or is it just me? So, what do you think about this new alert? Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? You think DoorDash really cares about its drivers? Go ahead, let me know. Speaking of updates, did you hear about the top customer update in the app? Well, you're going to want to check this one out next and learn all about it.